We are continuing down into the forearm bone, so you should be on the same page that you had the humerus. So now we are looking at the ulna, and the ulna has a couple things that are in addition to the bone itself. But on the AB portion, the ulna is bone B. Okay, so our first thing that we have is the trochlear notch, and this is what's making up like the gliding portion of your elbow joint, and so that is going to be number 1 on your diagram. Then we have the olecranon process. This is what's actually making up like the bony part of your elbow, and so it's the point of the elbow, and so that is going to be number 2. The second bone in our forearm is the radius, and if you remember, I think I said this in class, your thumb can make a little R if you have an imagination, and so the thumb side is always going to be your radius side. And we only have one thing to fill in for the radius, and that is the head of the radius, so that is going to be at the top, and that is number 3. A is also going to be our radius bone. Okay, if we want to pause for a second and go to our whole upper body structure, number 3, if we haven't already filled it in, is the humerus. Number 4 is not the thumb side, that makes up the elbow, so that is going to be the ulna. So number 4 is the ulna, making number 5 thumb side, so that is the radius. Okay, so then in the hand, the portion that makes up the wrist we call carpals, so that would be number 6. The palm portion of the hand are metacarpals, and that would be number 7. And then for number 8, you have the phalanges. Something to notice though, that I would kind of just draw onto your page, that we give the thumb its own special name. It is called the pollex, and so it is also in digit 1, and then we move across, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In digit 1, you only have 2 phalanges, where the others all have 3 phalanges, which you can see based on the amount of knuckles you have in those fingers. So I'm actually going to suggest that you turn your paper upside down, looking at the hand to figure out the bones in the same orientation as the picture that I have. So we're going to start in the bottom row, and in our weird little orangey color, we have the scaphoid. And so this is going to be letter A that you have on your diagram, the scaphoid. And then as we move across, we have the lunate bone in light blue, which would be letter B. And then in green, we have triquetrum, and that is going to be C. And then sitting on top of C, sitting on top of the triquetrum, we have this tiny little one of the pisiform, so that would be D. Okay, so now if we move back up to the same side, starting on the left side, working our way over, moving to the top row, we have the trapezium, which is in pink here, so that would be letter E. Then if we move over, we have the trapezoid in this gray kind of color, and that is letter F. Then we have the capitate, which is G. And then lastly, we have the hamate as H. So we had the little mnemonic device that goes with it. The hard part though is you do have 3 T's, so you do have to pay attention to what T it is that goes in each spot.